Council, Debbie Nicholson. I see Melanie Beaton. And it would be really good to do roll call of staff if I knew who was going to be present for the meeting. Right now, is there anybody else from staff?
So, representing staff is Sheriff McDonald, Manager of Recreation Donna McDonald, Director of Tourism and Culture Carolyn O'Coin, our Communications and Community Outreach Officer, Melanie Beaton, our Special Projects Facilitator, Chesley Carr, our Wastewater Operator, Operations Manager, and Trudy Gillis, our Compliance and Facilities Manager.
Wow, that's a grand total of quite a few people. Welcome everybody to today's Committee of the Whole meeting. And thank you for that assistance there in determining who was present. It's great. So everybody had a chance to look at the agenda?
Yep.
Yep, all good.
So do we want to make a recommendation that we go with the agenda before us?
I'll make that motion.
I guess since it's Committee of the Whole, I guess we just do a recommendation that we approve it. Okay, thank you, Councilor Cranton. The next item is an update from Lynne MacLennan, our Economic Development Officer for Inverness County with Cape Breton Partnership. And Lynne is going to give us a synopsis of for business support, probably for reopening and things like that, right, Lynne?
That's correct. Good morning, everyone. I'm
Good
just
morning.
Morning.
share my screen here.
Excuse me for a moment.
Is everyone able to see my screen?
Yes.
Awesome. Oh, maybe just wait for Warden to return. Or would you prefer me to begin? Whatever council prefers.
It'd be up to the Deputy Warden.
Yes, I would suggest that we move on because I think we have two of our councillors that will be moving along maybe. And, I think we could start. Hopefully she won't be too long, That's my suggestion.
So thank you again for the opportunity to provide an update to Council on the work of the Cape Breton Partnership. I'd like to pass along the regrets of Carla Arsenault, President and CEO of the Cape Breton Partnership. She's hosting an island-wide leaders meeting this morning. But she passed along her regrets and wishes everyone is having a healthy and safe summer. As you know, as an EDO for the Cape Breton Partnership, I work one-on-one with businesses throughout Inverness County to provide customized one-on-one support. In addition to the work of the REN, the Inverness County is also able to access the team of the Cape Breton Partnership to provide supports to Inverness County businesses in terms of things like exporting, succession planning. We can help a business who may be interested in selling. We can help make matches with potential investors and buyers. And we can also provide assistance to businesses looking for help with their labor needs and their training needs. So as reported to last month when Carla and I both met with you, sorry about that, folks. My phone is going to ring. Hopefully that's not too distracting. As we reported to you back last month, the vast majority of the work that the Cape Breton Partnership has been doing since COVID has been related to COVID-19 supports and resources for businesses. We've been helping businesses one-on-one with everything that they need, and right now it's helping them reopen and to recover from the results of COVID. Since March, I've worked with approximately 80 to 90 businesses one-on-one to give them the supports that they need. And many of the interactions I've had with businesses have been on an ongoing basis, on a weekly and sometimes even daily basis as they reach out for assistance and support. I also have an extensive email list of Inverness County businesses, and I send out information that I think might be pertinent and helpful to them as they move through these challenging times. I'm happy to report that in the last couple of weeks, we've also been able to open a few new business files with entrepreneurs who are actually exploring starting a new business, and some businesses that are looking to expand and to grow. So that's been quite encouraging, and a welcome change of pace, shall we say. In addition, I've been checking in on a regular basis with about 20 businesses from across Inverness County, just to kind of get a sense how they're doing during this spring and summer, to see what their needs are, to see where their pain points are, and to see how we can help them. I must say that the response I've been getting is quite varied and quite mixed. Some are doing quite well. They're holding their own. There hasn't been a major decline in their revenues. Some have actually seen slight increases. And I think in analyzing this, we're thinking it's because for so long, many of our residents weren't able to travel outside the area, so they were doing all their business locally, and our businesses were fortunate to receive their business. In terms of our tourism operators, again, we're hearing mixed reports. Unfortunately, some businesses that I've been talking to are experiencing declines of as much as 85% compared to last year. Others are saying their July looks like it's going to be a decline in the range of 35 to 40%. And the phrase I'm hearing most frequently is COVID has had a significant effect on us. And that's not surprising. But again, we're going to keep working with them and provide them with as much supports that we can, and direct them to the resources that they need to weather this storm. On a positive note, some businesses are telling us that in the late spring and early summer, they were seeing a lot of Cape Breton travel, and residents who may not have visited their business had done so and had great experiences, had great dining. So that I think is going to bode well for them in the future. And I think they'll see return visits this summer and again next year. So that's good. I also wanted to get a sense from businesses whether or not the Atlantic bubble improved their business. Some indeed said it did, and others surprisingly said no, it didn't, because they had the sense that maybe local residents had other options, so they were traveling further afield, so they weren't seeing the uptake that they thought they might with the Atlantic bubble. So that's kind of an overview of where we're at. Again, kind of a mixed bag, but we'll continue to do our very best to help businesses out. I'm going to give you just a quick update on a few other initiatives that the partnership is working on. And I think these initiatives are going to be very helpful to Inverness County businesses as we move forward. The Cape Breton Job Board, we're just ready to launch that. We've actually had kind of a soft launch this past week, whereby we have employers entering some positions onto our job board. This is the first and only Cape Breton-based job board. So all the jobs that are on it are going to be Cape Breton jobs, and employers from across the island are going to be able to post on it. And then job seekers are also going to be able to post on it their resumes and their qualifications. And that'll be open to local job seekers as well as those from across the province and nationally and internationally. So we're very excited about this job board, and we think it's going to be very beneficial to our employers. And already employers from Inverness County have reached out to the partnership, expressing their excitement about this board and how they think it's going to help them going forward. So we're keen to see how that plays out. The Cape Breton Partnership also did a call for artists. We have a job creation program for artists, 20 in total. 10 of them are going to be working on a legacy project about COVID-19 and the pandemic, and another 10 are going to be working on an art education program. So 20 people in all are going to be employed, artists, because we identified that a lot of artists and artisans were not able to access a lot of the COVID-19 relief program supports. And so this program was created with this in mind to help them move forward and create valuable employment for them. And in speaking with our Creative Economy Development Officer the first of the week, the list of participants has not been finalized, but she did indicate that there are a number of applications from Inverness County. So I think we're going to see some musicians and writers and dancers and crafters from Inverness counties involved with this project. So that's a really exciting project that we're going to keep our eye on. As an extension to our business support services, the Cape Breton Partnership now has a virtual advisor program. And this is a program whereby we match a business that's looking for some supports to help them manage and recover from COVID-19. And we match them with a mentor that's located somewhere across Canada who we think would be a good match for them to provide them some mentorship and some guidance. And the program lasts several months, and they'll have several phone conversations or Zoom calls to help them maybe brainstorm ideas to help them. And this is a free program. Businesses are able to apply online, and then if accepted, a match is made by the virtual advisor program. And again, I'm hearing some applications from Inverness County, so there has been some uptake here, and that's great. And I'm keen to hear how this program plays out because it may be something we continue in the future. For the second year in a row, the Cape Breton Partnership is going to be involved in the Tourism Industry Association of Nova Scotia Seasonality and Labor Project. We had this program last year. We were the deliverers on Cape Breton Island last year for this program, and there was a lot of uptake from our tourism operators here in Inverness County. It involves a lot of online training for staff, and there's even opportunity for more experienced staff to receive national certification in their occupation, and the vast majority of the training that's available is free. So we're keen to hit the road with that and to help our tourism operators, especially this year. I think that they'll be keen to spend some time on this project as we move through. And speaking of tourism, another project that we're working on right now is some adventure tourism strategies and a mountain bike strategy, an island-wide strategy that we're looking at, and parts of Inverness County will certainly be included in this strategy because mountain biking, we're finding out, some of my colleagues are very knowledgeable on the subject, and I'm learning more and more, but it's become a real economic driver in some areas of Canada. It's a very family-oriented sport activity, and we see great opportunity here in Inverness County for some really cool opportunities and potential new business spin-offs from it. So that's a strategy that we're working on. We have a consultant working on a plan, and we've connected him, I believe, with some of you already to chat about this project. The Cape Breton Partnership's business magazine, Elevate magazine, was just recently released in some select copies of the Cape Breton Post. This magazine, this round, focused on exporting. We are going to get some hard copies across the island and throughout Inverness County. It's just been a little challenging during this time to make sure the hard copies go out. But if you're interested at all, you can access the magazine from the Cape Breton Partnership website under Elevate magazine, and there's some really great information in it. And the last thing I want to talk a little bit about is something to stay tuned for the Cape Breton First campaign. This is a campaign that we'll be launching in the coming days, if not week. It's going to be encouraging people to shop local, to dine local, to find their entertainment local, to stay local. years ago, there was a Think Cape Breton First campaign, and this is kind of rejuvenating that campaign. There's going to be decals for businesses, a massive social media campaign, some products and contests and whatnot. So stay tuned for this because, again, I think it's something that our businesses are going to need to remind people how important it is to support our local businesses. And that wraps up my summary. If there's any questions at all, I'd be more than willing to answer your questions.
Well, thank you very much, Lynn, for the update. And we'll go around the virtual table to, discuss some of the programs that are have already started or waiting in the wings to start. And I think they all sound very supportive of businesses in Cape Breton and especially in Inverness County. So District number 1, Alfred Poirier, Deputy Warden.
Thank you, Warren. Lynn, I really appreciate all the good work that you're doing and the partnership, especially, in a very difficult time, and as we move along and, I can see it maybe more than maybe most councillors because we do have a store in Cheticamp and the shop local had a big impact on our business because by shopping local, we got, we didn't lose any sales at all. If there's anything right up now, if we didn't close for 2 weeks in March, we would be up by about 10-15%. So, which is very good. But unfortunately, there is, motels and other restaurants, and they're just going half capacity and half the tourists coming in, and tourism has been hitting us pretty hard, like everybody else. But with all this said, in general, I thank you, and I think your plan, what you've been telling us, talking about, is very interesting. And with hiking and trails and falls and everybody point of interest that we have all across the county, I think we're on the right track. And again, we see these people getting gloves and etc. to go to the trail, the Egyptian mud or hiking, and I bet you it's the same thing everywhere. So it's definitely a very plus with all the attraction that we do have. I think it's very great, and hopefully we could have you and come on the radio station in Cheticamp with myself and maybe talk about it, and when the time is right, of course, and to spread out more information, especially for the community and Pleasant Bay and Meat Cove, and of course everybody that do this. So once again, thank you, and it's a very good initiative on behalf of the partnership and yourself.
Excellent, Alfred, and we can be in touch about something with the radio station for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Warden. District 2, I'm echoing. Too close?
Thank you, Warden. Thank you, Warden. Not a whole lot to add. Just give you a little scenario of something I was involved in a week or two ago, I guess. I had a group of probably 10 motorcyclists coming from Halifax that wanted a place to stay in the Margarese overnight, and checked with, this was for the middle of August, and went 1, 2, 3, probably 5 accommodations we checked with in the real local area here, and not one of them had anything available for those dates. So it was discouraging for the people that figured they could just get accommodations right quick, but it was encouraging to me to see that there was, certainly a demand for the tourism sector out there at a time of year when you either get it or you don't, and if you don't, it's gone. So some of that is coming back, and I think it's the Atlantic bubble or maritime bubble that has created that. And so things aren't as robust. You don't see the traffic on the road here that you're used to seeing during the summer. So the events aren't there, but you do see local traffic, and it's filling at least a good chunk of the gap, and hopefully it'll hold people through until till next year, when maybe things will be opened up a little bit more. We're not 100% sure where we're going to end up, but if we get slow, we're a lot better off than people in other areas where I wouldn't want to even think of visiting. And so that's all I have to say. And good work to the partnership for being on top of this. I think that is crucial to where we're headed.
Excellent.
Thank you, Councillor Cranton. District 3, Councillor Mustard.
Yeah, thanks for the update, Lynn. And I just would emphasize that it's great to kind of do a survey of how much business is down. I think we need to get ahead of this and kind of figure out how this has affected the workforce and how many people are going to be in a tough situation this winter. So I'm not sure if we can say, so how many businesses haven't re-employed people, and then we just need to become better advocates for what's going to happen to people's lives. The CERB payments end at the end of August, and I think there's going to be some gaps in there. So I'm not saying your responsibility, but if you've already got your business community dialed in, I think it would be helpful for us to create some statistics and create some support for the advocacy with Mike Kellaway and the federal government in terms of what we're going to need to get through the next year.
Agreed. Sounds good, Jim.
Thank you, Councillor Mustard. Councillor MacLennan.
Morning, Lynn. Thank you for your report. You're doing talk to us two businesses, I guess you met with or you talked to them on the phone, and they were saying you're doing a good job. And it's nice they said it was great to see somebody interested in the economy of Inverness County. So all I can say, Lynn, just keep up the good work, and as far as I'm concerned, you are doing a good job. So just keep it up, and the business will be happy to see you and get the reports from you, and they'll give you the reports themselves. So thank you very much again.
Great, you're welcome.
Thank you, Councillor MacLennan. Yeah, I just want to say that in this summer specifically, when we're reeling from and still dealing with COVID-19, our beaches are a big attraction. And some of the other things that Deputy Warden Poirier mentioned as well. So some of the natural attractions that we have here in Canada's musical coast are bringing people back. And I believe they have a large effect on the businesses surrounding the beaches and the shores as well. So, and some of the things that Deputy Warden Poirier mentioned. So, and I think that the businesses that are surrounding them, should be able to cater to them and as best as possible. I know in some communities, some of the larger restaurants and accommodations aren't open, but I think there's going to be a thrust forward in the next little while, and hopefully COVID-19 won't spoil it again. So we're looking positive towards August and September and October. So let's hope that will transpire. Thank you, Lynn, for your presentation. Councillor Dowling.
Thanks, Warren. Lynn, again, thanks. I'm going to echo everybody else here, but thanks for the presentation, of course. I did have a chance to look at the Elevate magazine. Again, great job. It's something that I actually do read everything in it. It's handy. I think during right now, of course, the last couple of months, I think for what the partnership's been doing has been more critical now than ever, just with resources that are available online for the contacts and so on that you, especially specifically in your job for Inverness County, you provide to us and for those that are looking to come into Inverness County when things start to open up. And I think even in the last couple of weeks, I know up this end, there seems to be a little bit more traffic on the go. Yesterday when I was out and about, there are some tourists around from different provinces, a few from the States as well. And I think it's going to come. It's just in time, of course, and everybody follows the rules, and and self-isolate before they come in. It'll be a slow recovery, but we'll make it. Thank you for everything you do.
Yeah, you're very welcome. And I mean, we are very fortunate in Inverness County because of all the outdoor activities we have, and people can certainly socially distance without great difficulty. So I think we're in a better position than a lot of areas for sure to recover from this.
Yeah.
And that's a good positive note to end your presentation on, unless somebody has something to add.
Great.
Thank you very much. We'll be watching and see how these programs are going to work out. Hopefully, they sound like really good projects, and I think they'll help the economy a great deal.
Yes.
Thank you,
Great.
Lynn.
Thank you very much. Have a great day, everyone.
You
Yeah.
too. So the next item on the agenda is the funding request from Stoney Point Road. So who would be addressing that issue?
A document was sent around to council just outlining the request from the Stoney Point Community Group. They're seeking some funding from the municipality to provide maintenance work to the Stoney Point Road, as well as they're hoping for curbside garbage collection along that road as well.
Is that a listed road or with the department or
No, it's not listed.
not listed?
It's a private road. But anyway, over the years, the local people there were, well, they were doing their own ditching and they were doing their own graveling on the road, and it was coming out of their own pocket. So I met with them a few times, and they said, you know, with the municipal taxes they're paying, and well, it's the same old story from everybody, you know, paying taxes, and we're not getting anything for our tax money, and they had to bring the garbage up to a certain point where a listed road is connected with their own road, with their unlisted road. So over the years, they've been looking for money or looking to get the road plowed and a garbage pickup. So I don't know where it's going to go. If the municipality is going to go from the listed road down their private road to pick up all the garbage or whatever. And I think there's 14 houses on that road, and there might be a few, maybe 2 or 3 that are there year round. And I know right now there's 2 other people that I was looking at work for them. They're planning on moving in, and I don't know if they're going to be there year round or from May until October. So I don't know what the cost is going to be or whatever, but apparently they checked and there is other private roads that get service, so they want the same thing.
So Council MacLennan, have you had similar requests in the past? Different roads.
Say that again.
Have you had similar requests from other people on other roads?
No.
Recently or in the past? This is the only one?
This is the only one. But I know over our way, I think we mentioned it, or I mentioned a few over the last year or two. There's other roads down there, and I know I guess now it's that GFL that do the collecting. And I don't know why we can't put the bins there. You go down some of those roads, down Melliga Watch especially, towards Marble Mountain. You go, there's maybe 6 and 7 bins, private bins that are filled full of garbage. It's their own private garbage, I should say. But I don't know why we can't think of putting a garbage bin out near the main paved road instead of letting the garbage trucks go down these other roads. I don't know if you'd have to meet with GFL or whoever.
Okay. So go ahead. Who wanted to speak there?
Myself. Yeah. Or if I can interrupt there, and I apologize between you and John there, but have we, maybe Keith can answer this, but have we done anything as far as for, has staff done any research on what the cost would be for this road? If we were to go through the bins that John mentioned at the end of the road, like, would at this point, would it make any sense before we keep discussing this to have maybe staff do the research for get back to us as to what we're looking at? I mean, you know, I don't know, John, I know John can answer how big, I don't even know how long this road is, if it's a half a mile or 2 miles or whatever, but maybe, you know, should we be looking at what it would cost first for, you know, to the municipality for that service?
Certainly, we can do some research and put a package together for council to review. The request is from that community group. I don't think they're a registered nonprofit, but they're an informal community group, is for 5,000 to 6,000. So we can do an analysis on that, as well as outline the bylaws that are currently listed with the municipality that would have impact on collection, as well as maintenance of these types of roads.
So Council Plan, could you explain again the garbage bin? Do you mean like one of the large bins or a garbage box?
I'd say a garbage bin or some sort of thing like that. I don't know, some of the guys, some people figure they won't work, and some people, even the ones down in Stoney Point, figure if they have a garbage bin of some sort, people will just throw in, it'll be full, and people will just throw garbage alongside it. But I think if you look on the positive side, try a garbage bin, and if it don't work, take it out.
Well, maybe we could ask the staff to look into that as well as the road issue.
Warden,
Go ahead, Deputy Warden.
Sorry, Warden. If I may add, you know, like we have those roads, and I know we have the J roads in Cheticam, and I think I'm pretty sure there's other roads that are being serviced with the garbage collections, you know, and I don't know if there's any others in other districts, but I mean, if they are, you know, if we have something like this and they're asking for it, if it's, I don't know, it would be you know, we have put serious thought on it. And also, is it a road that would be hard to go in the winter, or is it, you know, that would be another story. But I mean, like with the bins and everything, if there's 14 homes, so give or take, you know, I don't know, that's just my thought. If the others are getting it, you know, I don't know, it might be, you know, we're not talking about servicing the road or gravel or anything like this. It's just servicing for the garbage. Am I right, Councillor MacLennan?
Yes, they're looking for garbage collection, and then we'd have to look at the fact if we're going to give garbage collection, in the winter time, who's going to plow the road?
Okay.
We have to look at that cost too.
But they are.
I support those people down there, because I know other roads in the municipality, I think are private or whatever you want to call them, they get garbage pickup and snow removal.
Deputy Warden, the group is actually also looking for $5,000 to $6,000 for road maintenance.
Okay, thank you. See you.
And I'm unaware of any private roads that have collection, but I'll add that to the list of research.
Yeah, so I would appreciate that, to make sure that we're doing it right. Yeah.
And Warden, from District 3's perspective, there's one private road I know of that, if this became a precedent, would be pushing for a similar type of deal. So I just want to put it out there that if we're going to move forward with this type of policy, we really need to do some work on it. I would be hesitant to make a decision until we've researched every district, how many private roads, what's on them, what's presently being done. As Councillor MacLennan said, there are roads that have these garbage boxes at the end. there's just a number of unanswered pieces for us right now that I think it's important for us to get as much background as possible before we start making decisions based. So
I have a list of similar roads. I would feel compelled to treat everybody fairly. If we are going to do it for one, there are several others that we would have to do it for as well. We've been around the turn on that one, so.
Yeah, if I could just weigh in, I have a really long one, Warden, the big interval road that goes up to the salmon camp. There's probably 10 houses up there, but it's 40 minutes probably for a big truck to get up there and 40 minutes to come out. Where if the bin was at the end of the road, it would certainly save money and frustrations, especially in the winter months or the spring when that road is full of potholes. And I've had this conversation before, but I would add it to the list of ones that need some research.
And I think snow removal wouldn't be able to happen unless it was a municipal road.
Yeah.
And there is criteria for that, so.
Yeah. The snow removal on this one would be Department of Transportation. Does plow it.
They're already doing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just to get the truck, it's so time consuming for the truck to go up there. And what happens, sometimes they don't make it. And I don't know what the new service, but they'd fill the garbage box, like Councillor McLennan said, and then all of a sudden it's overflowing. The garbage is blowing around and it's just a big mess. And that garbage box is maintained by the salmon camp. The 10 homes are also using it when nobody's around. So it just keeps getting filled on a continually basis. But to move that out to the pavement somewhere, in a community box somewhere where everybody can drop their garbage, they come under there every day. I think that would work in that case. But it's something to be looked at, and I agree with other councillors there that we need to take a little bit closer look, and there may be some savings to be had there. And if we can come out of it with savings and get a better job done, I certainly support it.
Warden, just to get back to my
Go
original
ahead,
comment.
Councillor Dowling.
If we, I think at this point, like I said, if we do ask, if we can do a little bit of research on this one in particular, because we did have the request come through, we can sit here and debate every road in every district for the rest of the day, which I don't really plan on doing. But we do have a request for this one. Let's figure out what the cost would be on it, and that would be my recommendation to council, to have staff do a little more research on this one and go from there and report back to council. And then we'll deal with the other, if we have other requests, we deal with them then.
Okay, do you want to make that a recommendation, council?
I'll make that recommendation. Warden, absolutely.
Yeah, for staff to look into it and check out the criteria and the possibilities.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would say it's not just a costing, it's a policy issue, John. And
Yes.
so, I think there needs to be a deep dive on this, and I'm not saying you hesitate from making a decision on this, but it has to be, as the warden says, this is going to be used across the whole county. Whatever you're using to determine a private road getting services, whether that's snow removal or garbage pickup, changes the dynamic for us across the whole county. And once that gets published in the ORAN as something that we are looking into, there could be quite a groundswell. So just preparing for that this is a policy issue versus just a costing issue.
No, absolutely, I agree.
Yeah, and I agree as well. We would be setting a precedent, and that each of us would feel obliged to go back to the people who, wanted their garbage in a certain place, or they want their roads plowed or whatever. So we have to tread with care. Otherwise, we're going to cost the municipality a lot of money. So, well, as John said, did you want to add to look into the policy and the cost in your recommendation?
Well, I think the policy is pretty clear anyhow. We don't do private roads anyhow, and Keith can correct me on that one if I'm wrong, but that's the exact wording of it. But I think once we get into this, the costing of it, I'm looking at it right now, and it's, I don't think it's not going to be inexpensive. We all know that before we continue with it. And but we can look at the policies. Obviously that would be part of the recommendations anyhow.
Okay.
They're going to be based on policies we do have through the municipality and so on. So I can add that to the recommendation when that's not an issue there, but I know
Councillor
staff
Gallen.
knows, yeah, staff knows what they're.
Oh, yeah. So does everybody agree with that we will look at costing and policy regarding private roads and garbage pickup, snow removal? Okay, everybody good? Okay, now we're on to J-class roads again. Keep a steady hand at the wheel.
Yeah, so municipal staff we're in communications with transportation and infrastructure renewal and the J-class road program. We've been meeting weekly. A number of tender packages have been gone out for paving, and there's more to come. We did look at the last council meeting. There was council supported one of the switch from some various roads due to the significant infrastructure costs for water and sewer line replacement associated with some of those roads that were designated under the J-class road program. Just as an update and just looking for support for council, for District 3, we did look at in detail the cost for infrastructure improvements around Veterans Memorial Court, and they are significant. So we were looking to identify additional or a subsequent road that could be have some road resurfacing that would not impact water and wastewater services at this time. And we've identified Old Deepdale Road as one of those roads that don't have water and wastewater infrastructure that's of an aged condition. So just the last piece in the J-class road is to garner staff or council support to switch Veterans Memorial Court to Old Deepdale Road under the J-class road program.
Could you repeat? We're switching to the Veterans Memorial Court to the Old Deepdale Road.
Yeah, to replace Veteran Memorial Court with Old Deepdale Road, just due to the significant infrastructure costs associated with Veterans Memorial Court. Staff will continue to do the engineering planning for that work that's required under or associated to the area of Veterans Memorial Court. But in terms of detailed design, tendering the work, and then having it underway and completed by the time that's required by the paving companies, it looks like we wouldn't be able to meet those timelines.
So the Old Deepdale Road is a Class J road?
Yes, it is. It's on the list provided by TIR. And they reviewed it, and they do feel that it's of need of significant resurfacing.
Okay, how does everybody feel about that now?
I think we've discussed this, Warden, and I think I support the recommendation to switch the paving priority for District 3 based on the staff report with regards to the excess infrastructure on the ones already proposed. So Veterans Memorial and Forest Street, switching it over to the Old Deepdale Road and the Maple Street.
So is council fine with that switch? And Councillor Mustard, did you want to make that a recommendation to
Yes.
council? Yes, okay.
I would have a question on they're all the J road. It's all J roads, am I right? By you asked. Is there any significant amount of difference in the in the cost? Is there any
Kilometers? Yeah.
No, it's the cost is very similar. We're just waiting on the final estimates by the province, but in terms of the length and talking to the TIR staff, they feel that the costs would be very similar.
Okay, thank you.
So does that mean that we may be approving our capital budget at our council meeting? Or are there other
Well,
things?
this just means we're switching one road that was provided through the list of the province and requesting that it be substituted with another, and incurring no additional cost to the municipality.
Okay. So everybody in agreement with the recommendation by Councillor Mustard, who is willing to go with the swap?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. Everybody good? Is there anything else from J-Class?
Nope.
No, we're working closely with TIR. There's some sidewalk development that's associated with Main Street and Whitehaugama, so that design is proceeding quite well, and the costs have all been the cost estimates for that are underway. So we'll just continue to communicate with TIR on a weekly basis on the J-Class roads for the time being, just to make sure we're aware of when the vendor packages and the contract awards are occurring.
Okay. So I guess that's fine. My question is, when are we going, when do we plan to approve our capital budget? Are we working toward
It has been approved. Council approved that
Oh, I thought it wasn't going to be approved until the J Road situation was fixed out. But that's fine. It's been approved. Okay. On to community grants program, the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
So Melanie meets with us, our special projects facilitator, and she'll give an update on this request.
Melanie, you're on.
Hi.
Hi.
So a proposal was, an application was received from the Make-A-Wish or Children's Wish Foundation. There's currently close to 80 wishes in progress. Children's Wish accepts wish referrals from every town, city, and county in the province. A child's wish is limited by their imagination, and the average cost of a wish is $10,000. It's because of the generous contributions of communities that Children's Wish maintains a no-wait policy for all eligible wish children and their families within Nova Scotia. The children served are between the ages of 3 and 17. In Inverness County area, Children's Wish has granted wishes to 4 children, regardless of treatment outcomes. The wish is a beautiful memory to be cherished by the family and community alike. And funding received by the municipality would be recognized publicly. So the suggestion is for council to consider funding the amount and the allocation to be determined by council. Example of possible funding formulas could be $3,000 from the regional community grants budget or $500 from each district CDC or discretionary budgets. And the authority to approve, deny, or modify lies with municipal council.
What is the amount they are requesting again? Is there a certain amount? Yes.
Yes, the amount is $3,000.
3,000. Okay. So how does council feel?
Should be a no-brainer on this one.
I do want to open the floor for considerations, though, for sure. So no brainer. We'll start with District 6. No brainer.
Okay.
5. No brainer.
I have no issue taking that on the CDC funds or wherever. I mean, it's an amazing cause. We can't I can't argue with this one at all.
Well, that's a good idea. Maybe we could share it from our CDC funds. It totaling 3,000, which is the request. So I guess maybe we'll add that on. Should we use our CDC, or do you want to find another pot? where we can take it
I'm
from.
good. I'm good either way, so. District 6.
I'm good also with the CDC thing, for sure. And District 4, how do you feel?
Yeah, go ahead.
5, let's see. Oh, yeah, 4. 3, Councillor Mustard.
Yeah, I'm open to whatever the best way. If it's coming out of discretionary, I'm fine with that. 500 per district, or if 3,000 from the region fund is doable, I'm open to that too.
Okay. Councillor Cranton? He must have gone to his other meeting committee. And District 1, Deputy Warden.
Yeah, he's muted.
I'm trying to send him a signal.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry talking to my
No problem.
first time, but that's okay. No, I agree with it 100%, you know, but I would suggest personally that we take it from our accounts due to the fact that, you know, there's a need, of course, but also that, you know, like there's big needs and the municipality has a lot of expenses and everything. And I would suggest that we take it from our own account, but I agree both ways. Thank you.
I hear agreement from all around the table that we contribute $3,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, pooling it from our discretionary CDC funding. Who wants to make that a recommendation to council?
I'll make. Or go ahead.
Yeah. Don't go ahead. Go.
Okay, so that recommendation is made by
I'll make the
Warden.
okay.
Oops.
No.
Deputy Warden Poirier. Okay, I think we're all in agreement for sure.
Yeah, good either way.
Okay, we're on to the staff reports. So first of all, we have a report from Donna McDonald, I think. She's here. From the Department of Tourism and Culture. So maybe there's a couple of people presenting.
No, I'll give you a summary. The full report
Okay.
is in the package. But just to let you know, the pandemic response team continues to work with the food hamper program with Schools Plus. We've transitioned into a grocery store gift card for the families. And Charlotte does have more information in a report with regard to a survey that was distributed to the families. The Marguerite site plan and brand and signage project is progressing, working with consultants on a site plan for the property behind the Cody Tompkins Library and VIC. As well, there's consultants working on the brand and signage plan for all the Marguerite communities. We've received 11 Communities in Bloom program applications, and I believe we're up to 14 50 summer employment grant applications. Glad to say that funding from the Department of Labor and Advanced Education has approved a 2-year agreement that supports our Inverness County Literacy Program. So that'll be starting up again in October. Our musical co-signage is progressing. Staff's working with TIR for finalizing signage design and options for installation. We'll be working on rolling out a summer marketing campaign, a local summer marketing campaign in alignment with Destination Cape Breton, the focus on staycations, things to do, hidden gems, hiking, outdoor recreation opportunities, etc. And the campaign will be in local newspapers, radio, and we'll be working with our local VICs. And the same campaign will be presented on social media platforms, Facebook and Instagram. We're looking at a pop-up music series. This is developing a calendar of virtual events for the rest of the summer, or 6 weeks, the next 6 weeks, supporting and promoting local artists, musicians and venues and businesses, as well as our trails and beaches. We're continuing to support our local trail groups. There will be a new map coming out for the Celtic Shores Coastal Trail, as well as a new website that we've assisted with content for those 2 items. And the Gypsum Mines Trail staff's working with the trail committee, and recently met to discuss concerns with garbage and liability. And I believe Melanie has expanded on that in her report as well. So that wraps up that report.
Thank you very much, Donna. Any
You're welcome.
comments or questions? Donna's report. Start with District 1, Deputy Warden.
All good.
Deputy, District 2, Councillor Cranton.
No, just to say, except to say that your signage in the Marguerite area, sorry about that, that it, some of the road signs are also in serious need of replacement as well, but we can talk about that sometime.
Okay. Did you want to speak to that, Donna? Or?
I believe that will be looked at with this brand sign
Yes.
project. They'll be looking at all the signage throughout all of the Marguerites. I know there are some directional signs missing at the moment. Some of them are under TIR responsibilities, but they will be looked at.
And build up the Marguerite is a nice branding. Yeah. Go ahead, Councillor Cranton.
Well, just the regular highway signs, like I'm working, as you know, down in Snow Hill with the group there. They have a sign on the road there that says Snow Hill, and all that's left of the sign, the first part is rotted right out of the sign, like you cut it out, and it says Hill. So, I mean, they've got to get their act together, not the municipality, but transportation in terms of their own signage. And the other thing, if you have any opportunity to mention the deplorable state of some of the roads that they're going to be putting these beautiful signs on. And the Cabot Trail's not bad, but if you go out the Cabot Trail, they should have warning signs. Anyway, that's my beef for today.
Yeah, Warden and Councillor Cranton and Donna, I just would like to add that I was checking with area road manager Stephen McDonald, and there was a sign, I shouldn't say one sign, but maybe 15 signs that are blown away in Cheticam, which I don't bother, talking about, because that I like La Prairie Road, and the answer to the person that sent out the email and myself was that it's going to take a while, and it might be another 6 months to a year, and in other words, might as well forget about it. I didn't pay this. That's the answer that I just got.
Yeah. We got the same answer here, Deputy Warden.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Councillor Mustard on Donna's report. Any comments or questions?
Just Donna, the reoccurring issues with Egypt Falls in terms of the safety, maybe we can put that back on the radar now with the new Trails Association that's formed to support the development of that project moving forward. So maybe we can have some future conversations as the fall gets going, especially based on.
I'd like to. That would be good. I'd like to do that. Thank you.
Thanks, Donna.
Okay, Councillor MacLennan.
No, everything's fine, Donna. You're doing a good job. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
And yes, I guess it's my turn. And Donna, you're doing a great job. Continue the good work. And yeah, we'll stay in touch for sure. District 6.
No, again, thanks for the report, Donna. Appreciate it. And maybe I'll make note too that with Donna's help, Straight Area Transit is also one of those applicants take it to this summer. So that's in the works. So thanks for Donna for that. In your whole department does for the municipality.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Donna.
Okay.
And now
welcome.
we'll have the Department of Recreation. I'm thinking that maybe Charlotte. I don't see her on the screen, but I know she's here. She was here. Hi, Charlotte.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. Yeah, so in recreation, the highlights for July, we have received funding towards the Seniors Alert program, working with Trish White of Northwood In Touch Sensors to bring some of those sensors to be part of our loan equipment program. So that was a success for July. We also received funding from the Canada Summer Student Job Program. So we hired 2 local students to work with us over the summer. So they have started, and they're actually here in the office working on equipment inventory right now. So that's great.
We'll have to meet them sometime.
Yes, they're lovely. They're wonderful girls. Yeah, 2 girls this summer. Yeah. Regan McDonald and Maya McDonald. We were not related, but yeah, they're doing great so far. So we look forward to working with them for the summer. Schools Plus, as Donna had mentioned, Schools Plus has the hamper program has transitioned to a mail out. This decision was based on the survey. We had asked participants to complete a survey and register again for the summer version of the program, and most families wanted to go to a gift card versus the hamper program, and that was largely in part to they could choose the items specifically that their kids enjoy eating. So we are happy to continue that. We do have 97 households who have continued will continue through the summer program. So we're still supporting 97 families. So that's great. The helpline does remain active, but this is a good time to hear that things are reducing. A number of calls are reducing, so that means people are not needing as much help or support through dealing with COVID right now. So that's good. We continue to do setup for the booking software for recreation programming and our loan equipment. So the summer staff are actually helping myself and Lisa Organ with doing that data entry. We're taking some training on the software and starting that initial setup. So we're excited about that. The summer students are also working. We're going to establish a Playbox program. So this will be free play. Because of COVID, we have to make it a little more controlled than the traditional Playbox, which are generally left within a community. And because of the cleaning and sanitation, we're going to have to take a more active role. So we're setting up a calendar and kind of doing it mobily. The staff will go out with the kit this summer, but it will provide kids in local communities a chance to come and do free play with social distancing and that sort of thing. We'll be monitoring for that, but they'll have access to some fun games. And we're also including one of those kits as part of the loan equipment program. We are seeing, with things opening up, increased requests for recreation activities and events. So people are starting to get comfortable again with doing things. As part of the new application process, we are asking for their safety report as part of their request for funding and support for the municipality. And that is it for my report. Thank you.
Wow, sounds great. Charlotte, that's a lot of good programs that you're reopening up because people are requesting activity and recreation. So that's a good sign for sure. District 1, Deputy Warden.
Charlotte, yes. As usual, we're all happy with the staff, and you're one of them. You're one of our leaders with the rest of the others. And what can I say? Things are good for the time that we're in. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Warden. Councillor Cranton.
No question. Time.
Okay, District 3, Councillor Mustard.
No, thanks, Charlotte, for the update. I appreciate it and the work. So thank you.
District 4, Councillor MacLennan.
Thank you, Charlotte, for your update. Keep up the good work.
Okay, and Councillor Dowling.
Thanks, Charlotte. Appreciate everything you've done, especially I know we've been back and forth with Hampers, and thanks for getting everything out to the residents of this county. Great job as always.
Thank you.
So Charlotte, I was just wondering when the schools are back in session, will the hamper program go back to the schools, or will we continue to assist?
No, I think with the announcement of school, we're waiting for an official announcement for Schools Plus that their breakfast program will be reinstated. We're assuming it will.
Yes.
Yeah, at that point we will complete the hamper program at that point. But
you're just waiting for
once that's made. Yeah, we're just waiting for the official word.
No, great work. Thank you so much. Okay. Special projects. We have a report on special projects from Melanie Beaton.
Yes. So again, this month has seen a significant amount of work advance. The focus is still on advancing the work of the cross-functional internal teams in partnership with various consultant teams and regulatory bodies specific to each project, so that we can build preparedness, capacity, and organizational knowledge for more informed decision making. So this past month, I've continued to facilitate a good number of meetings with various consultant teams and project stakeholders. And this is helping advance our projects. Any of the challenges that are being experienced right now are related to an ongoing data gap related to our municipal assets, a lack of asset management practices, ongoing maintenance, standard professional services agreements, and templates to better manage projects and minimize municipal risk, and just the volume of work to be completed internally in advance of some of these initiatives. However, we are trying to put together processes that better inform that work and start mitigating these challenges. But it will be a slow process, and it does require significant time and resource from the internal cross-functional teams, along with continued external stakeholder collaboration and communication. So some of the monthly highlights include the receipt of the draft technical memo for the Inverness Wastewater Treatment Plant and Collection System Assessment Report and Pre-Design Study, as well. The environmental and archaeological assessments have been completed on that project. The Waikagama Roundabout and Waikagama Sidewalk Agreement has been signed, and the land use agreements received for the sidewalks. That significantly will reduce the cost of the project and eliminate the need for retaining walls. The consultants meeting. So I have facilitated a consultants meeting for the community of Inverness, which I can talk more about in a moment. The generator project is underway and at about 75% completion. We're advancing installations. The closing of the RFP for the cellular service expansion happened, and the review is underway. The closing of the RFP for the Waikagama facade design consultant team has closed, and the review is underway. The signature of the St. Rose Community Dividend Funding Agreement has happened, and we're working on trying to coordinate setting that up. We're trying to advance interim measures at Port Hood Island Wharf. We've received a letter of authority from DNR for the Pleasant Bay Washroom project as part of the Tourism Revitalization of Icons program. We did have a procurement meeting with Mike Hatfield at East Hants, who is a procurement specialist there, in terms of just trying to knowledge transfer, sharing information. He's really a leader in procurement here in Nova Scotia, and as such is sharing some templates with us so that we can better inform some of our tender processes, as well as mitigate municipal risk and ensure a little more municipal oversight and control in those processes. The Judic Wellfield drilling program is underway, and the Waikagama Wastewater Treatment Plant project, we've received the 90% detailed design package. The review is underway and there will be a project partner meeting upcoming. So just to go into some of these projects, I'll just highlight some of them, and if you have any additional questions, as my report has attached to your package, so I can certainly go into any of those individual projects, but I will just highlight a couple. So just starting with the Cabot Trail washrooms. The Marguerite Comfort Center is almost completed. Due to COVID-19 pandemic, the comfort centers will not open to the public this year. Parking, landscaping, signage, and ancillary site amenities will follow. And a letter of authority has been received from DNR to advance the Pleasant Bay Comfort Center. Planning for a Shed-A-Camp Comfort Center is still underway. As mentioned, this project was part of the Tourism Revitalization of Icons project and the Brand and Signature Spaces project. And so it's to increase access to public washrooms along the Cabot Trail. The Gypsum Mine Trail municipal staff have been working with the project steering committee to advise and administer the trail improvement project. Of significant concern to the trail group is the amount of garbage being left behind by trail users and group liability if trail users are hurt. As such, municipal staff are advising on some innovative approaches to address the garbage, and the trail group has recently become a member of the Inverness County Trails Federation, which is quite beneficial in terms of taking advantage of the liability insurance. A proposal has been received to advance the trail improvement plan that will address the parking lot design and the assessment and recommendations for trail improvements that will include enhanced public safety, floodplain considerations for future protection of the trail, and trail infrastructure, including project phasing and cost estimates. And this is part of the Brand and Signature Spaces project. The Waikagama Streetscape Plan, that plan is underway with a draft brand signage and streetscape plan complete with suggested facade design guidelines having been delivered. Revisions are being made and the content for signage is being generated. However, due to the 100 series highway, discussions with NSTI are going regarding signage allowances. The RFP for the facade design consultant closed on Thursday, July 2nd. 3 proposals were received and the review is underway. This is part of the Brand and Signature Spaces project. And at some point in the future, we will, Heather Palum and Lisa Nearing will be presenting to council, and Waikagama does plan to do a public launch soon of the brand and signature, the brand and streetscape plan. The consultants meeting, the municipality in partnership with several consultant teams and project stakeholders, which are currently advancing many initiatives that will together increase the municipal capacity to enhance community livability and enable sustained commercial and residential growth for the current and future projected service populations of the community of Inverness. And while we have all of these pieces of work advancing with different consultants teams, it's very important that there is open communication between those consultant teams, and where applicable, we're integrating those initiatives for optimal results. So we did host an initial meeting this week between consultant teams, and it was a very positive meeting. There were items that were identified that may have otherwise been missed, and there are several follow-up meetings that will be scheduled as part of this between various consultant groups, just to better inform their individual pieces and have better results for the community and the municipality as a whole. The former, I will bring up the interim measures at the Port Hood Island Wharf. So they, as discussed, we are preparing, focusing at this point in time on the Port Hood Public Wharf. We're still waiting on environmental permitting on that project, and that is taking quite a while to come in. But in the interim for this year, we have been meeting with Port Hood Island residents while we're not able to focus on the larger capital project, undertake that project for this year, we are focused on interim measures, and that was including the installation of floating docks and gangways. However, the floating docks and gangways were destroyed during winter storms, the existing ones, and we were looking at using some of the funds that council had set aside for Port Hood Island Wharf to advance some interim measures. I did look at collecting estimates to have those docks built new. However, this being the season that it is, it's really difficult to coordinate that work around contractor availability. And so the town of Mulgrave did have an open tender for used docks and gangways. We had members from the Port Hood Island group as well as members of staff assess the condition, and we did bid on 6 small docks and 2 gangways, and we did submit actually the successful bid there. And as such, right now we're trying to organize the pickup and delivery of these wharfs. So that will provide some interim measures for Port Hood Island residents for the time being. We still do have to look at rebuilding 2 ladders and barricading a section of the wharf with no decking, as well as repairing decking on an unstable section of the wharf for this season. And just one more update is on the generator project. The work on the permanent generator locations is ongoing. The automatic transfer switches have been installed, and Nova Scotia Power electrical inspections are scheduled for this week in Mabu, Inverness, and Cheticamp. The portable generator sites in Port Hastings, Port Hood, Judique, and Waikagama are operational. Following installations, inspections, commissioning, load testing, operational training, and maintenance programs will ensue. The permanent generators will be installed inside perimeter fencing. Surge protection is also being investigated at these and other facilities within the municipality. The transfer of title on these generators is in process at this point in time. And as well, the transfer of title is in process at this time, and the project deadline it's expected to be completed by mid-August. So for now, that is the special projects update. I didn't go through the full project list. If you have any questions on anything individual, any individual projects there, I'll try and answer them.
Thank you, Melanie. My goodness, you've got a lot on your plate. Sure. So we'll go around the table the opposite way this time, and we'll get comments and maybe questions from each of the councillors, 2 of whom, Laurie Cranton, are you still here? Oh, he's got his mic turned on. Okay, Councillor Mustard has left.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, maybe we'll start with you in case you have to leave.
Yeah.
Any comments, questions?
Yeah, good report. I'm just wondering, Melanie, if you can give me any updated information on what kind of response we got back on our piece with regards to the cellular service. Did you get that?
Yes, I did. Sorry, Laurie. So the cellular service RFP closed on Thursday, July 9th. 3 proposals were received and the review is underway. Keith, I can go a little more in depth into that, but I'm just not sure. I don't want to say anything I'm not supposed to in terms of, not to council, but just because this is.
Oh, leave that up to council to do that.
All the submissions would be in confidence at this time.
Of course, yeah.
So we would expect to report at the next meeting or an updated?
Potentially an update could be provided at the next meeting, maybe in camera, Keith, but I'm not sure. And
well, the plan is to go through it in the submissions in detail. We have a scoring sheet that was outlined in the tender documents. Staff have to go through that thoroughly and ensure that the technologies that are in the approaches that are pitched by these submissions are can be confirmed, and once a staff recommendation is advanced to the CAO, we'll be bringing that to council for consideration. Will that be on at the next council meeting, on regular council meeting? Probably not. The submissions are fairly detailed, and we'll most likely have to do additional research. But we're working as quickly as possible to ensure we have a very good overview of those submissions.
And certainly I understand the confidentiality with regards to submissions, and nobody really needs to have access to that until it's all dealt with. I understand that, but just getting questions locally here and just trying to answer them. So, but we'll wait and hear in good time, I guess. The other question I had, I don't know, maybe, and tell me if this is not an appropriate place to ask it, but is there anything being done with regard to making streetlight applications happen? I know people have been working on it, or maybe Keith, that would be under your report, would it?
Lori, I'd just like
Those have been submitted, and site visits are being scheduled and being performed with Nova Scotia Power over the next number of weeks. So those projects should be advancing.
So they have to inspect the sites and then get back to you? Is that I just wonder what that process is.
Some of the sites aren't as straightforward due to Nova Scotia Power lines may not be in the vicinity of the residents. So one of the things that is a challenge is when, and for myself as well, you see a line of poles in your area, your assumption is that would carry power, but in some instances it's just communications lines.
Okay.
So then they have to figure out ways to get power to that particular location. So that may be adding some additional lines or whatever it may be. So that's why they do those site visits. Some are straightforward and some are a little bit more challenging.
So once they complete those site visits and if it's straightforward, that installation would probably happen fairly quickly, I would hope.
Just depending on Nova Scotia Power's schedule.
Yeah.
Okay. So
and during COVID-19, they had significant challenges, but things have now, as we all know, there's been restrictions lifted, so work of this type can be advanced more quickly.
Councillor,
okay, then. Thank you.
Councillor Cranton and CAO, they were down Cheticamp yesterday, and they did checked out. I went with them and with Miss Debbie Nicholson, and they checked it out. And of course, I asked all those questions, and he told me now I think they will fit in. And now it's too late. I asked him when it will be. Well, he said, I can say a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. In other words,
wait and see.
That's right. It's out of our control right now. It's Nova Scotia Power.
Yeah. Okay. So
and they've done site visits in other districts over the last little bit. So yeah, we expect the work to be advancing over the next number of weeks for all of the districts in question.
Perfect. Okay. Good to hear. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll continue around, and I guess maybe we'll get back to you, Deputy Warden. And Councillor Mustard is not here, so Councillor MacLennan, any comments on the report from Melanie?
Sorry. You seem to be quite busy, Melanie, and keep up the good work. Thank you very much.
And I guess District 5, I'm glad that there are 3 requests for proposals regarding cell service. I think that's a step in the right direction. Now we just got to make sure we continue to make it happen, I guess. So, yeah, so Deputy Warden, or Councillor Dowling, sorry.
No problem. Melanie, again, thanks for everything. Again, you've been very busy. on the go. We're gonna have lots coming at you probably in the next bit as well. But great job, keep up the work. And again, like Councillor Cranton, I'm looking forward to the seeing what's coming out of the RFP for the cell towers as well. So I'm sure we'll have lots to discuss next meeting or whenever you can. Thank you.
Okay, Deputy Warden.
Yeah, hey, Melanie, very good. You know, what can I say? 2 questions. The self-service, it includes the rest of the county. Is that it now? The quotation or that would be coming in? Is that it?
So the RFP that the municipality put out was for the entire municipality.
Okay, thank you. And the generator, the insurance cam, they should be in anytime. Is that it? You know.
The fire department generators?
No, but there was one for the. I thought we mentioned generators. That was the one for the.
Oh, okay. The water. Yes.
Yeah,
Sorry, too many generators here. So the generator, I have to go back just because I'm not going to remember the location. So the electrical inspection, we're waiting on the electrical inspection for Mabo, Inverness, and Cheticamp, which is scheduled this week. So following the electrical inspection, then those sites will be backfilled and the generators installed. And load testing completed. So I do, as mentioned, that project is expected to be completed in its entirety by the middle of August. And so I expect I'll have a more robust report for you soon. But, you know, no later than the middle of August, this will be done.
Thank you very much. And that's it.
Okay, thank you, Deputy Warden. I just want to say, Melanie, you have a lot of very important and special projects on the table there, and you're doing a great job keeping everything moving forward. Thank you so much for your report.
Thank you.
The next report is water and wastewater operations report, and who will be giving that report, Keith? There's someone.
Chesley Carr here, and he's the manager for the municipality's water and wastewater operations.
Good morning, Chesley. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you. The monthly highlights. The focus on water waste treatment operations and maintenance was to make sure each facility site was functioning properly and meeting the approval guidelines set by Nova Scotia Environment. Project updates, the VTS SCADA PC stage 1 upgrades, they were completed. Convent Street, the water treatment plant, we have it now running in automatic mode, so operators don't have to go there every 6 hours. Assess the water treatment plants and wastewater treatment plants to pick up key items that need maintenance or upgrading or repairs. We have a generator project ongoing. CO2 flow meters at Convent in Dunmore that has been completed. Hampton Equipment was there to install it, and Lake Electric also programmed it in. We have a backup diesel generator in Cheticamp. That's ongoing. It just needs a little bit of maintenance and some electrical work, and that'll be back online. We completed the drying beds at the Cheticamp sewer treatment plant, and they're currently being utilized. Filter number 2 repair in Stratlawn. That has been completed. And the decommissioning of the reservoir on the Banks Road. That was ongoing, but is now completed. We are now separated from that old reservoir. The VTS SCADA software was upgraded, so each facility is now running the same version and allows for operators to have access to each facility on their phones, giving them greater ability to monitor each site remotely or at any location that they're at. And additionally, the PCs were upgraded to Windows 10 for increased security at each site. The meetings I've attended, our managers meeting we have weekly. The VTS SCADA PC upgrades, that was mostly conference calls, just to discuss the scheduling dates and start and complete the project. Budgeting meeting, met with finance to discuss key items. an EXP that was for Inverness and Judic new wells. Discussed the drilling of PW number 8 and the potential flow rates. Also discussed the exploration of the drilling in Judic. And then special departments, we had water connections, disconnections, the chlorine analyzers and probe replacement at Shedicat water treatment plant. Some of them were outdated, so we just upgraded them. And the aerators, maintenance and repairs, that's ongoing between Inverness and Waikakama. And that's all I have.
Thank you very much, Chesley. Yeah, and welcome aboard.
Thank you.
We have this for sure. So we usually go around the virtual table and ask for questions or comments directed to you. And we'll start with Deputy Warden Poirier, Shedicamp. Is there something? Do you have a comment or a question, Chesley?
No, but Chesley, I just want to welcome you. And you know, we never met, but you know, and a great report. And you know, you all have our information. If there's anything that I can do on my behalf as a councillor, I'm here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, District 2, Councillor Cranton, are you still here? Okay, he must have gone to his meeting. And Councillor Mustard has also gone to a meeting. Councillor MacLennan, any comments?
No questions or comments.
Okay, I'm District 5, Betty Ann McQuarrie, Mabo and Port Hood represented. I just want to welcome you aboard, Chesley, and yeah, we've got lots of projects for you to take good care of. So anyway, yeah, that's great. We're huge. We're a huge municipality. So with 7, well, you know all about it, 7 systems in several communities. So, 14 actually, sewer and water. Yeah. So yeah, it should be interesting for you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for your report for sure.
Don't forget.
Oh,
Don't
District
forget,
6.
Councillor
I'm
Dowling.
not going to say, I'm sorry. No,
Yeah.
Councillor Dowling. Sorry, I did say it.
So again, I'll echo everybody, of course, welcome to Inverness County. And of course, you and I know each other a little bit, so we don't have to have any introductions that way. But, and maybe I'll just point out that Chesley lives in District 6 too, by the way. Just to rub that in a little bit, so yeah. But good job, Chesley. I think you've taken on one heck of a challenge. Appreciate your dedication so far. From what I've heard, I've heard some good things, and just keep up the good work. And again, welcome to our valley. Thanks very much.
Great. Thank you.
Any further comments? Okay, if not, thank you very much, Chesley, for your report. And yeah, I'm sure we'll be seeing you around for sure. Thank you so much. Okay, we have an infrastructure report. Who is giving the infrastructure report? Is there someone here to give it, or
Good morning.
read it? Somebody said good morning. Good morning.
Hi, everybody. It's Ellen.
Hi, Ellen. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks.
Good to hear.
Yeah, so I guess from the report that was in your package, you can see that we're fairly busy with trying to accomplish everything that's been ongoing. Sewer and water, J roads, asphalt cuts, servicing people, the well site in Judic, trying to schedule all the services and get them in the ground, and then any emergencies that pop up in the meantime. So that's pretty straightforward work from our day-to-day basis. We've been working a little bit with Strum on a few of those different projects. They help us with some servicing requests if they're a little more complicated. And, but for the most part, we do as much as we can in-house. We did some camera work on the Forest Street for the transportation for the J Roads project. And our asphalt cuts, you can see, are of course behind schedule, but we have played catch up, and we're making progress with that compared to a few years back. And scheduling of service installation changes pretty much day to day, depending on what we have on our plate. Right now, we're trying to do as much as we can in the community of Inverness to service those residents that have been looking for servicing. And then there's the meetings as far as J-class roads go, well exploration, our regular management meeting, and another project that was with Strum and in coordination with TIR was a drainage issue on Church Street in Inverness. And ongoing are the curb stop repairs to help with the meter installation program. And we were delivering the samples to Sydney in-house, but the bus is now back on schedule. So that's been something that's been taken off of our plates. So that's helpful. And not sure if anybody has any questions or.
Sure, Ellen, thank you for your report. Yeah, we will go around the virtual table, although it's not as virtual as it was, but no, it's still virtual, but it's not round. We'll start with District 6 this time. Councillor Dowling.
Ellen, thanks for the report. I don't have any questions. I mean, you guys are on. Oh, I know your stuff changes day to day for other stuff, but thank you for the report.
You're welcome, Joe.
So I'm District 5, and I really don't have any questions or comments, Ellen. Just I know that you have a lot also on your plate. Things I'm sure you're trying to get crosscuts done, and you're digging up holes to fix leaks almost at the same time. So it's not an easy task to try to keep everybody happy when you're getting phone calls from people and they're expressing, dismay, but there's always a reason behind it. So they can be told exactly what's taking place. And sometimes we just don't have enough people on the job to get as much done as people would like to see. But anyway, thanks for your great work, Ellen. And we'll go on to District 4.
Thanks, Vivian.
Thank you, Ellen, for your report. I got no questions.
Thanks, John.
Good.
And Jim is Councillor Mustard has left the meeting, and Councillor Cranton has left the meeting. So we have Deputy Warden Poirier. Alfred, we can't hear you.
Do you hear me now? For God's sake, I forgot about it too. Sorry, Ellen. Ellen, I was just saying, thank you very much. I appreciate your work. And also, of course, we had a few issues, with the sewer and everything. And but I was talking to the people involved. They were talking to me, I should say, and they're all happy. And I think that's the way it should be. The service, and they like the crew that was working there and everything. And also, I think it would be great to have a report pretty well on a monthly basis, because yourself, we're in a touchy situation with sewer and water, and people like to complain. And of course, some of them are not as nice or good as somebody else. So I think it's all great so far, and future reports would be great. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Council, and thank you very much, Ellen, for your report. And that's a good idea. Monthly report, great. We'd like to hear about what's happening with our systems.
Okay, thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Ellen.
Thank you.
Okay, now we have Operations and Occupational Health and Safety Report. Who was giving the Occupational Health and Safety report?
Aaron Gillis is on vacation today and tomorrow, so we included that in the package. And if there's any questions, I can provide an update.
Anybody have any questions regarding occupational health and safety?
No questions.
No, all good orders.
Okay,
Nope.
moving right along. Yeah, there's still 4 of us here, good. Environmental compliance report. Would that be Aaron as well? Oh, Councilor Cranton is here. I thought you were
Yeah,
not.
I just had you on mute. I had a phone call come in, so.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
So that's Trudy. Trudy can handle any questions related to that report.
Good
Is she
morning,
here?
everyone.
Okay.
Trudy.
Good morning.
Did you need me to go over a part of that report, or does it in front of you?
No, we don't have it in front of us.
Right.
We're going to figure out a way to do that.
I have mine up.
You do?
I think it's part of the package.
Yeah.
But I can just go over some of the highlights. Mainly my month was making sure that all reporting for Nova Scotia Environment was completed and up to date, as well as federal reporting. I developed a summer sampling plan and ordered necessary sampling kits for operations. Gathered information related to water and wastewater treatment flows and infrastructure for various ongoing projects, and assisted the manager of operations and maintenance and the manager of infrastructure to ensure work is being completed in ways that meet our approvals. So all of our reporting is done and up to date. I've been working with Melanie on some of the projects that she had mentioned, our biosolids, well development, water modeling study. Quite a few projects on the go. And we did our big sampling, which will cover us the next 2 and 5 years. All reporting is up to date to Nova Scotia Environment, just completing a federal one right now. And I've been attending quite a few meetings on all of our various projects. So I don't know if you want me to go more in depth or if you have any questions.
What's council's wish? Do you want her to go into depth?
Not really, unless, do you hear me?
Yes.
That's okay. No, personally, I don't think so, because, I think as we have a wide open report, if there's nothing serious that has to be brought in, or, for example, fines or anything at all that we that would be into our interest, that would be great. But overall, it's like the other employees, it's congratulations again, and that's what we want to hear. Good people making good decision on our behalf. Thank you.
Yes, our testing results are doing really well with all the cleaning and operational changes that we've been making. So things are looking good.
That's good. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other further comments, or any wish for Trudy to go into more depth?
No, if I can interrupt, Gordon, Trudy, again, great report. It's nice to see everything being up to date. I know there's a lot of work there. The only question I have, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but at one point, did we have a small leak with the water tower in Breton at one point? Is that, if we did, it's been correct?
There is a small leak on the tower, and the tower would have to be taken down in order to fix that leak. It's not a huge leak at this stage, and the work and planning that would need to be done in order to take that tower down. We're hopefully looking at it next year and getting that tower overhauled. There's quite a bit of damage due to ice buildup over the years.
Okay.
What tower are you speaking of, Councillor?
That's the one up in Predations, up by the cemetery.
Okay.
Excuse me, Gordon, can I just elaborate on an item there?
Go ahead.
Trudy, is when you say take the tower down, that's the level of the water down as opposed to taking the whole tower.
Sorry, we have to empty the tower and then enter the tower. So we
Yes.
would have to have some sort of pressure boosting ability to make sure that everyone still has water pressure in the system.
Great,
Or
thanks.
you could use a scuba diver.
I just
no, that's
wanted
great.
council to be sure that we didn't have to physically take the tower, remove it, and do the repairs.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Thanks, Keith. Okay. No, I'm good. Thanks, Trudy. Thank you.
Okay. Any further comments? Okay, I'll say thank you, Trudy, for your excellent report. And we can read it again. And if we have any questions, we'll direct them to Keith.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So do we have the Eastern District Planning Commission here? Or we have the statistics for 2020 up to June? Yeah. Okay, everybody get a chance to look at that?
Yeah.
We're good with that? Do you want any discussion on the stats for 2020? Okay, hearing none. The Worth Bridge. Did you get a chance to read the letter in the package?
Yes.
Regarding a bridge in Mull River. So I've received a phone call from Mr. Jim Sinclair, who lives up in that area. And he was emphasizing the importance of replacing that bridge. Department of Transportation have signs on it right now. Only a certain amount of weight can cross the bridge, and it's in deteriorating condition. And the word went around that the bridge would be taken down and not replaced or just closed off as it is. It's an iron bridge, been there since 1903, according to Mr. Sinclair, who is a historian, and he has a lot of facts in his letter. So when I got the phone call, I suggested that he write a letter to council, and that we would consider writing a letter to the minister regarding this issue. There's others that he's representing that live in the area, and agricultural land would be divided if the bridge was gone. Also, it would be a greater distance for emergency services if the bridge was not usable or not replaced. So I did speak with Mr. Blunden, and he did say, I sent him the letter from Mr. Sinclair as well. And he said he was going to talk to the bridge people. So I guess maybe the request would be to write a letter to the minister regarding this issue. Any thoughts?
So just write a letter to the minister and find out what the problem is, or if it's going to be taken down or whatever. It's better to get it to the minister or whatever, whoever, than somebody else.
Well, it would be regarding the plea from these people to replace the bridge if they're going to take it down, or restructure it so that it's strong enough for support.
Gordon, I certainly support the recommendation from council and yourself going through. As someone's been in the bridge business since I came on council and before. And we're still not quite finished our bridge here, but there's a little bit of work to be done. But I think, when you separate a community by taking out those structures, you do real damage. And it might be a small little community there, but how those people live and exist with restrictions they already have, that's infrastructure we already have. And the government's way seems to be it's not that important anymore. It's not important to people in Halifax maybe, but it's important to that community. And I think we need to let them know that, and that they need to pay very strong interest to these rural areas. I can't say that enough, and I'm dealing with 2 or 3 other issues down in my district that are just deplorable, and I brought it up last meeting. But so yeah, I would make a recommendation that council write a letter through the warden to support Jim St. Clair and the community there in terms of getting answers regarding the bridge.
Sounds like a great recommendation. Is everybody in agreement?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I don't hear any negatives, so we'll let that go to council as a recommendation as worded by Councillor Cranton. And using some of the points in Mr. Sinclair's letter as well. Okay?
Or just a quick question. Is that the bridge that's over where Rankinville Road meets Small River Road, kind of in that area? No?
No. I think it's in a little farther.
Further, okay.
There's a lot of bridges in that area. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just kind of scrolling to see where it was at and just kind of curious. But
Is it a big bridge, Warden?
It's an iron bridge that was built in 1903.
But is it a big crossing? Like, is it a long bridge?
I was going to visit the site, but I haven't been down there yet, so I'm not really sure.
Okay,
But
just
it's
wondering.
important.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. That?
Yep.
Just
Any other?
before we leave the topic of our infrastructure and highways, we were going to have Steve McDonald and Mr. Blunden as well attend our meeting. I thought today, just wondering from Keith, is there any progress? Probably not available. So just any update on getting to a meeting?
Yes, they're available along with their supervisor for August 6th at 9:30.
Okay, good.
That's under next meeting dates. So if council is available, we can have a special meeting with that group on August 6th at 9:30.
Perfect.
I think we're all good with that, are we?
You mean 1, Keith, right?
Sorry?
1:30, right?
1:30 is council.
No, it would be 1:30's council, but a special meeting with TIR at 9:30.
Oh, okay.
Is everybody good with that?
Yeah.
9:30, the morning of August 6th, before council in the afternoon, and it will be on Zoom, right?
Yes, I'm fairly certain it will be. That we're just trying to make sure they're able to utilize that platform. But we'll be able to set up some type of online meeting for sure. Just not sure which platform, most likely Zoom, but with them being provincial employees, they may have to utilize another platform. We're looking into that.
Keith, if I could just update the committee I'm on provincially and chairing, we're using Zoom, but because of the province restrictions and confidentiality, they switched us to Teams. So you may end up with Teams. It's just as easy to use as Zoom, though. I've been using it on that committee for the last few months, so it might end up there.
I think you can flex with us and go Zoom as well.
It's not them, it's the higher ups that say you're not allowed to. That's what happened with our committee.
Oh.
Yeah. They're dictated what they're allowed to do and what they're not. So you may end up there because of that. Just a heads up.
Okay, well, I guess we can be flexible if we have to as well, right?
Yeah, it's not that hard. You just download it and go for that. Very similar.
Yeah, I've been on it. It is simple. Yeah. I just was reminded, will we be having a September council meeting, September 3rd? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Is there a conflict to that date, or?
No. I'm just, municipal elections are approaching. So, I mean, I'm just asking if we have one on September 3rd or the first Thursday in October as well.
Well, it's up to council's determination, but it is scheduled for that date as a regular monthly council meeting.
Okay, that's fine. Just curious.
I remember the last council meeting in 2016, October.
And it was in October, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was.
Yes, October 8th.
I was
That
just,
was in memory for sure. Mhm.
I was just gonna say we go till the end, you know, till
Yeah.
the election, and after that, well, depending if we're in, you know, we'll take it from there, or they'll take it from there.
October would probably be our last meeting before the election anyway. Yeah. Yeah.
CAO, I would have wanted, excuse me for one minute. I think the last meeting, if we don't get into too bad with the second wave, or you know, it'd be nice to get together, not together, but you know, 6 feet apart, and for the last meeting or something. I don't know if it is possible and according to the rules. You know, just a suggestion.
Certainly, but currently municipalities are still under the directive to meet, not to meet personally, or within one particular location.
I hear you. Thank you.
Good. So the Leadership School for Women update, that was also changed due to COVID-19, but it's been rescheduled and it will be happening on August 21st and 22nd in 2 different locations, one in Member 2 and one in Port Hawkesbury. So you have the letter in your package from Brenda Chisholm-Beaton, and both Keith and I told her that we would be updating council on where the Leadership School for Women stands, and it will happen in August, unless something else happens. You know, it's just that's when it's scheduled for.
Yeah.
So, any comments? And she also wanted to thank you in the letter for the generous support given toward the school. I'm just trying to figure out what that noise is. Anyway, so the next meeting date is our council meeting on August 6th. Or do we want to set the next meeting date for Committee of the Whole, which would be so the next Committee of the Whole meeting would be on the 20th of August?
Yes.
Okay.
So are we talking no council meeting in August?
August 6th is our council meeting.
Council, okay, yeah.
Yeah. But we're looking at our next Committee of the Whole meeting date, which is August 20th. Everybody fine with that?
Yeah.
Okay, are we ready for adjournment?
I'm just wondering if I could ask a quick question, Morgan.
Okay, go ahead.
It's not on the agenda,
have
but
an
It's an agenda item?
no, it's not.
Oh, cut off.
Just looking, but I can discuss it with you after. I'm just looking for some
Sure, of
information.
course. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess maybe we better follow the agenda.
Stick to the rules.
Stick to the rules. Yes. So, motion for adjournment.
I moved to the adjourn. Tut finito.
No in camera?
Well, I'm assuming when I asked if you're ready to adjourn, that somebody would have stepped in there. So,
I'll second.
motion for adjournment by Deputy Warden Poirier and seconded by Councillor Dowling. All in favor, I guess? Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
Yep.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, take care. Good
Buddy,
night,
have a nice
Good night,
relaxation.
Good night, John. Bye.